All right. Hello, friends. I just wanted to discuss my thoughts around oneness, duality, your experience of reality, the purpose of life, and enlightenment. So, go on a thought experiment with me now, if you will. All right, we have all that exists right here, all right? And that's all there is. And suppose you are all that is, all right? Now, when you are everything, there are no surprises. There are no experiences. And so, when you are all that is, perhaps you get bored. So, you decide to hide part of yourself from yourself to create an experience and to create duality. And so now, or the appearance of duality. So now you have all that you are here, and you have all that we experience in this reality here. And then your actual experience of reality is right in the middle. Right in the middle. All right. You know where that is. So, when you may have heard that reality is an illusion or a projection, this is probably what they're referring to, is that you are all that is projecting through the lens of your experience of life to create this reality in projection. So we have oneness that creates duality, and in the middle is your experience of reality. And so the purpose of life is to experience, because in oneness there is no experience. There just isness. And then when you create this appearance of duality, you have the appearance of everything, like the stars and trees not being you. So you can experience relationships between things. Because when you are one, there's no relationship. There's just isness. So you project part of yourself out, and that part is determined by the middle experience of life. That is your experience of life. And so it's realizing that you aren't the body and the mind, which are things that you experience in life over here, but you are the experiencer of life. But on a deeper level, you are also everything that's real, everything that's actually there. And therefore you are also this, because you are projecting yourself into here through the lens. So part of the process is realizing that you are not all of this, and to go one level deeper to see that you are the middle part, you are the experiencer. And after you realize that, you can then realize that you are in fact all of this, but you are not this because this isn't real. You are actually all of this, which is real and all that is, and you are projecting yourself onto what you are thinking is real. So, further notes. When you get too involved in what you experience as reality, in the external world and whatnot, your body and your mind, then you're pushing your attention over here, which creates this centerpiece, your experience of life, to be less and less. And it creates this tension that you may be experiencing. And when you meditate, you can make more space, and eventually you get to a point where you lose a sense of yourself, and you lose a sense of space and time, and you can experience the oneness that you are. And then you come back to reality, and it separates again as you experience life, but maybe you have more of a gap, or more of an experience of life, more of a centerpiece there, as opposed to the tight. So, when they say allowance to the present moment is key, this is allowing. This is putting too much attention on what is not real, and therefore not allowing the flow in your experience of reality. So, to talk about the big G word, God. Where does God fit in all this? Or any creator, we'll say. Get rid of the G word. Creator. Okay? What created this? What created us? If something needed to create this, then what created that? And you would have to ask that question over and over again, because by accepting that there is a creator to all that is, then you need a creator to a creator to a creator, because if there's one creator, then there must be another creator, and then it gets to infinite, which is the only other perspective that kind of makes sense, is that it is infinite in experience, because the more we zoom into something, the more we'll find. The more we go out, the more we'll find. It's an infinite experience of reality. But I think that's only when we're talking about the duality. In actual, what's real, it's just one and everything that exists. And you are it. There's also this idea that reality is a reflection of your beliefs. And this model also fits with that, because you have reflection, projection, kind of the same idea, but your experience of life in here determines what is seen here. Because you imagine like a shadow puppet, put your hand in the middle and you get a shadow on the wall from the light that you are. So you have you as a collection of thoughts and energy that are blocking your light to create this reality. And shadow work is integrating all of your shadows into yourself to have a whole experience of life. So, all that is, alright? You can call it creator, you can call that all that is, you can call that whatever you want. Essentially, it's the source of everything, and that's what you are. And when you have an experience of life that is this, then another thought that I have that is somewhat echoed in other thoughts as well is that this is heaven. Heaven is real, hell is real, but they're not physical places, or places, and they're not times. There's only now. And so heaven is an experience of life which is whole, which is full. And hell is, there's gradients of hell that get anywhere less than your full experience, because when you're anything less than whole, you are seeking to be whole. Anything you are doing, you're wanting to be whole. You're wanting to be more. So whether you're looking for sex, drugs, and rock and roll, or you're looking for religion and peace of mind, or whether you're looking for love and peace and happiness, always looking for more until you get to a point where you are whole. When you are whole, you are all that is. There is no more desire for more, because you are all that is, and your experience of life is full. And so that also plays into you need to suffer to grow, to learn lessons to grow. And however you grow, whether you call it suffering or learning or whatever you want to call it, you get to a point when you experience you are all that is, and you experience all that is. You can't grow anymore, and therefore there's no more need for suffering. It's the end of suffering. So this is heaven, the end of suffering. To clarify why anything less than whole is a version of hell is the desire aspect. So there's a longing for something. There's a sense of non-completeness. And for some people it's distracting, for some people it's agonizing. But often that's what drives all of our behavior, and often prevents us from experiencing life as it is. For example, if you are attached to delicious food, something that I've definitely experienced, and I definitely still enjoy delicious food. But there comes a point where if your whole life is revolved around that, then it comes in the question whether you're really experiencing life or you're experiencing the constant desire for a pleasurable food experience. or, and it's a combination of everything. It's a chain of desires being fulfilled. And that does create experience. So that is part of this experience. The difference is that people are doing this compulsively. They're doing it in response to urges that they can't help. Smoking, drinking, learning, reading, sleeping, whatever the thing is. So there's compulsive desire and experience. And then there's conscious desire and experience. And this is where you're actually experiencing what's there instead of experiencing your mind that's experiencing the experience. So when you're eating a burger, are you fully into the present moment and savoring every bite and feeling the crisp lettuce break and the bun melt and the flavor of the cheese and the sauces? Or is it thinking about your next bite, or thinking about your day, or comparing it to your last burger, or maybe another burger, or another meal option that you may have had, or how much it was, and whether you got ripped off, whether it was a good deal. So that voice in our head is an example of what is currently compulsive for most people. It's something that they can't help to the point where they think it's them. Your thoughts can be compulsive. They can be in reaction to all of your past life experiences, or they can be conscious. An example of that is that an experience in life that I don't know, would make you not happy. And then the compulsive reaction is to throw a tantrum of sorts and pout and be angry or sad. And that is playing with the energy of the experience based on what you've experienced in the past. And so it's all an experience, and that's fine. And if you're experiencing it consciously, I suppose, and if that's what you're choosing to do, then that's more the power to you. I would guess, though, that most people don't choose to be sad or angry or throw a tantrum. I would guess that if unideal situations were to happen, upon reflection, one would choose to accept what is. Don't cry over spilled milk. And approach life joyfully as you would any other moment. Because when the purpose of life is the experience of life, and you have control over your experience of life, then why wait for happiness? This life, your experience of life, is not something to be taken too seriously, but to be taken very sincerely. And what I mean by that is, it's kind of like, it's a game. And, if you ever played a game that you really love, sure, it's fun to play it, but you, and to the point where even if you lose, you still had a good time. So there's really no losing when you're playing this game. It's all an experience that you can enjoy. And so people are already playing the game of life, where they go and they compete. And it's largely viewed as a competitive game right now. When more can be done with the same resources in a cooperative game. So, my hope, my wish, is that people choose to play a cooperative game of life. One where they are empowered to control their experience of life. You can be happy for no reason. You can then have control over your mind and body, mind and emotions, so you can consciously create a life you love to live. You can go after everything that you want. And this is what I call the optimal game of life. It's something I created that you can play throughout your life, and it's essentially a framework to utilize to expand your experience of life and to help you express all that you are. Because I might say that's a sub-purpose of life, is you have the experience of life, but then it's the expression of the centerpiece. It's the projection through. It's the expression, letting it through. That is what is done in the optimal game of life. And we're at a time where we can be connected more than we ever thought possible. Through the internet and all the fancy devices we have. And so I founded the Collective Consciousness Gym to host the optimal game of life. And this is a place that I invite you to come and join and share peace, love, and happiness, to consciously create a life you love to live. And what helps the players of the optimal game of life be happy for no reason is a journey called Freedom Through Consciousness. And this journey is one that allows you to fully understand your thoughts and emotions for what they are. And so you can start to use your thoughts and emotions as tools, as opposed to thoughts and emotions seemingly controlling your experience of life. It's divine freedom through consciousness, conscious awareness. And it goes through what each of thoughts and emotions are, as well as how to apply what you've learned into your life, so that you can focus on playing the optimal game of life. And when you sign up in the Collective Consciousness Gym, there are many different places that you can go and experience things. Lots of equipment, if you will. And the way to find your way around the gym is to take the Grow Yourself, Grow a Tree challenge. And this is a challenge that you can take to set yourself up for success by setting up certain features in the gym and aspects like your profile and finding certain things. And as a result of growing yourself and growing roots in the gym, we plant a tree that will grow as you grow. So, I am you. You are me. We are one. Experiencing life in our own way. Let's do it together. Because life is better together. Take care. Be kind. Cheers.